What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down how wide receivers can stop dropping easy passes. So we're going to be showing two examples here and what you guys can do to improve those hands consistently. So I hope this video helps you guys out. But also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you want a daily training schedule with over 100+ drills you can do to improve your hands and your catching ability, check out that very first link in the description below for our 30-day wide receiver catching program. It's a 30-day step-by-step with sets and reps. We give you the exact exercise to improve your grip strength, hand-eye coordination, and a QB is not required for this. So check out that very first link below if interested, fellas. Let's get started. So this first pass here is from Jamar Chase, and he's going to be dropping a screen route. So we get a million questions, and we appreciate all the feedback. That's how we try to make these videos, is based on your guys' feedback. And people will ask us, hey, coach, when it's routes versus air, when it's one-on-one, 7-on-7, I catch the ball fine, but when it's time to roll and there's a pressure of me getting hit, whatever it might be, I tend to drop the ball. What can I do to improve those specific aspects of catching? Now, whenever that happens to somebody, it's usually a focus thing. I really honestly think it's something that a lot of young guys just have to get used to. They have to get used to it with reps, but it's a focus thing in terms of your eyes. So when a quarterback throws you that ball, we talk a lot about hand-eye coordination, right? What does that exactly mean? When that ball hits your hands, you want to see it hit your hands. Now, this is a perfect example of somebody thinking they're looking it in, but not actually looking it in, right? And I don't mean to knock on Chase. He's got some great hands, as you can see throughout the last past football season, but there's just a drop, and it happens to every single wide receiver. So when it hits his hands, you see how he's watching it in, but then he starts to look upfield. He's not seeing the ball to the catch. That is going to be the main issue right there. So I say this all the time to my wide receivers. Like, a ball is thrown to you, you want to pretend that your eyes are a camera, and you're taking a picture of the football when it hits your hands, putting that ball in that picture frame. Or I tell guys, hey, when that ball hits your hands, I want you to verbally call out laces or no laces to avoid this from happening. Where we think we look the ball in, we see it make contact with my hands, but we don't actually look it into the catch, and that's where drops happen. Now, more commonly known as taking your eyes off of it, right? But it's very easy for a receiver coach to just sit there and be like, hey, keep your eye on the ball. Like, how? Like, give me some things that I can do to help me keep my eye on the ball, right? So let's play this thing full speed, and then we're going to show an example of Jamar Chase making a catch on a screen that will really help you guys out and show you guys the difference between the two. Because obviously, fellas, as a wide receiver, you can't be thinking about that during a game. You can't be thinking about, oh, I'm going to take a picture of the ball. It's got to be an automated habit. And we're going to talk about how you can make that an automated habit in a second here. So now, Chase is going to be throwing this screen. So in the last example, I think a lot of receivers, those drops happen because, I don't want to say they're afraid of getting hit, but they're going to get hit, right? So, you know what I mean? Anytime that you're going to get hit, you tend to tense up if you see it coming a little bit, right? And that's a normal thing. That happens to a lot of wide receivers, a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of people at every position. So this is a perfect example. This is a more dangerous screen than the last one because this guy's screaming down unblocked and Chase has to make this catch. But I want you to watch the focus of his eyes. Watch that picture frame catch. That's seeing the football in. That's not seeing it make contact and then looking up to that DB or looking up to see upfield how you can go make a play. You got to see it hit your hand, and there's got to be that split second where the only thing in your line of vision is that football. That's how we build consistency with my hands. If you guys don't have that, if you guys aren't doing that consistently, your hands will not be consistent. It's something that you have to constantly rep out and practice, and that's what we're going to be talking about. Because it's very easy for me to sit here, because let's say I used to coach high school ball, right, before I did the whole training thing. And a receiver drops a pass in a game. There's not much I can say to him in terms of hey, you need to be doing this better. Because when the game's going, you can't be thinking about so many things. You're thinking about the route. You're thinking about the coverage. You're thinking about the leverage. You can't worry about that. It has to be an automated habit. But what we can do is we can rep it out in practice. We can get out to the field 15 minutes early, and I could throw you 100 footballs, and that is something that can build to make this right here an automated habit. So let's play this thing again full speed, and this is a perfect textbook example of that picture frame catch, catching it first, and then being able to get upfield. So this next example here is going to be from Tyreek Hill. So this is just a flat-out drop that he has, and this is a game situation, right? So flat-out drop, this is going to be an over-the-shoulder throw, great release, makes the DB miss, but when that ball is thrown, just a straight-up drop, right? That ball hits his hands, it looks like he's watching it in, and then he just drops that ball. Whether maybe it's hand placement, maybe he didn't take enough of a picture, but he drops this pass. So when this kind of thing is happening to us over and over again in practice, you got to take the steps necessary to improve your hands. Because when it comes to hands, it's a repetition game. It's about improving grip strength. It's about improving hand-eye coordination. It's about catching with the quarterback. So this next clip I want to show you here is an example of this is Wes Welker with the wide receivers at the 49ers. Now they're just running through a daily practice catching drill where he is pretty much just throwing the football, the wide receivers running full speed back down at him. Now, why would they do something like this? These guys are professionals. Why would they work on their catching skills like this? They obviously can all catch the ball because catching is a repetition game. I want you to watch all three of these wide receivers catch the ball. What do they do with their eyes? They're seeing it in. It's the details in practice, fellas, that are going to make you a better player on the field. I could give you all the tips in the world. I could tell you that, hey, you got to get a stronger grip. Like, hey, you got to get, you got to work on your flexibility in your hands. But at the end of the day, you got to go apply it. You're not going to get it from just watching a video. You're going to watch the video, you're going to get the information, and then you're going to go out to the field and apply it. Watch every single wide receiver on this, details. And I make videos all the time about looking it in, and there's always one idiot who loves to comment, oh, well, you can't look the ball in like that. You're going to get your head taken off in a game. But when you do it over and over again in practice, in a game, you could do it faster. That's the whole point of doing it. When you're teaching somebody how to walk the first time, a little baby, he's not freaking running. He's learning how to walk. Then he starts to run. Then he starts to sprint. It's a process, fellas, to make it a lot faster, just like anything else. You look at every single one of these wide receivers, what are they doing? They're catching that ball in that picture frame. Picture frame catch. These are some of the best in the world working on that picture frame and seeing the football hit their hands. That is what you have to apply. Now, this last clip here I'm going to show from Tyreek Hill, and it's him making a catch over the shoulder. Because, again, I guarantee you Hill ain't thinking about those things. But when that ball is thrown, it's an automated habit. You can go up and make that play. You could go up and catch that ball over the shoulder, that diving catch, because you have trained every single time that ball comes your ways to trust your eyes and to make that play. You're not going to be able to think about it during a game. It comes from building a habit. So how do you build this habit? What do you need to do? If I'm a high school receiver and let's say I got a problem with drops, dude, I'm getting to the field 20 minutes before. I'm grabbing a quarterback. If your quarterback don't want to do it, I'm grabbing the backup or the third string quarterback, and I am telling him, you're going to throw me 100 passes before practice starts because that is what it takes. And then when I'm doing routes versus air, I'm thinking about the picture frame. When I'm doing, maybe like a light team period where there's no defense on the field, I'm thinking about the picture frame. Every time a ball is thrown to me, I'm sitting on the sideline during special teams or during defensive period. I'm having somebody throw me the ball. It's a repetition game, fellas, especially this time of the year. You're not going to fix it by thinking about something during a game. It's going to happen with repetition to be consistent. Let's play this thing again, full speed one more time. Great job by Hill making this catch over the top and then finishing on that fade ball. All right, fellas, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. Always appreciate the feedback. Always great to hear from you guys. And again, fellas, if you would like a 30-day wide receiver catching training schedule with over 50 to 100 plus drills on how to improve your hands, grip strength, hand-eye coordination, no quarterback necessary, check out that very first link in the description below. I'll see you guys next time.